This is Shane Dyer for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by American welterweight and undefeated Alexis Rocha. How are you, Alexis?
Thank you, Shane. I'm doing fine, man. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, mate. Let's get cracking on with it. We know why we're here. You've got a fight next Friday, October 30th, on the
Yes, sir.
the co-main event of Dyer versus Turiano Johnson. You'll be fighting Rashidi Ellis. It's been a few months since you've been out the ring, so how excited are you for next Friday?
Oh, I'm very excited, especially the task at hand. Fight another undefeated contender in the welterweight division and in my promotion. So I'm very excited to step back in there.
And of course, you are fighting, as you said, an undefeated fight in Rashidi Ellis.
Yeah.
And I do believe this has been a fight that you've wanted for about 2 years now.
Yeah, the fight was presented to us 2 years ago, and we accepted, and it came back to them, and, I don't know what happened there, but, what could I say? And then this fight's been looming ever since.
So why do you believe he's taking this fight now?
Don't know. I mean, now that the pandemic, that everyone's fighting, everyone's, they can't, what's it called? They can't really get too many fights nowadays, especially with this whole pandemic going on. So I feel like now's the time to step up and to really, really come out and fight.
So obviously we're in the middle of a pandemic. There's been restrictions been put into place all over the world. You are currently in California. What has preparations been like for you with the restrictions in place?
Yeah, preparation's been great. Training camp's been real great. Sorry, there's a trash can. I don't know if you can hear it.
You're all right, mate.
Yeah, he's about to take off. Yeah, sorry about that.
You're right.
Preparation's been really, really great. It's been a hell of a camp. But as the caution wise, you gotta go everywhere with the mask. You gotta really take proper precaution, especially for me and my team. So everywhere we've been going, we're wearing masks. We've been hand sanitizing everything, keeping proper measures, and really just be cautious out there. That's advice to everyone else.
And the last time we saw you in action was back in February when you fought Brad Solomon.
Solomon.
You gave yourself an average rating for that fight.
Yeah.
Have you been able to pinpoint where you believe where you went wrong?
Not what went wrong. It was more like what I could have done more. I feel like I could have done a lot more in that fight. I felt like I was winning, but it wasn't an impressive style. It wasn't impressive. It was like just on one gear, and that's what I needed to fix this whole training camp. It's a mindset, and I just feel like I've been working on my mindset more this training camp because physically, I'm strong, I'm fast, hit hard, but it's the mindset that you got to go in there, and I just can't have it on one cruise control, and I feel like that's what I did against Brad Solomon, just in 1 year.
And I know every fighter wants every fight to be perfect, but would you say that average performance that you believe you had was a blessing in disguise in preparation for this fight?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I believe it is. I really believe it is. It's a blessing in disguise. It's a really eye opener to not perform like that, because I won the fight. I left it a little closer than what I should have. I could have stopped him, to be honest. I knocked him down in the 10th round. I feel like that could have happened much, much earlier, and if I would have put my combinations together. But it's definitely a blessing in disguise. You learn from it. I fought a crafty veteran in there, and you just move on and you get the experience with it.
And I know that you're currently living with your brother, who is obviously a fighter in Ronnie Rios.
Yeah.
How much of an influence has he been in your career as a whole, let alone the preparation for this fight coming up?
Yeah, as he's giving me such great advice. I can't ask for a better brother, and I can't ask for a brother that's in the sport that I am in. Everything that I'm going through, he's been through. And for this fight, it's probably the biggest fight of my career. Let's be real, because I'm fighting another undefeated fighter who's in the top promotion company, and a win over this guy could easily catapult me up to like the bigger names. My name will be mentioned with the welterweights. And Ronnie, who's, fought for the world title, for the WBC title before, on the verge of fighting again for another title. He's been through it all. So he's always been there by my side. He's giving me perfect examples, perfect advice that I need. And I'm very blessed for that.
And obviously, your fight with Rashidi Ellis next week. Obviously, he's an undefeated
Yeah,
player, as you've said.
yeah.
How do you rate Rashidi as a fighter?
He's good. He's good. He's probably one of the best up undefeated up and comers, I should say, coming up. And that excites me, because you're in the sport to challenge each other, and I feel like fighting the best is what it's at. And my respects to him for taking the fight, and it should be a good one next week.
And this fight, I do believe, is for the vacant WBC silver belt, which
Yeah,
a win next weekend will give you a higher ranking within the WC rankings.
yeah,
I've had a look
yeah.
at these rankings, and obviously being welterweight as well is absolutely stacked. Um, do
That
you do you see? Obviously, you've got this fight next week to get through, but do you see
yeah.
yourself fighting one of these other world ranked contenders in your next fight, or are you
Well,
not
yeah.
looking that
First
far
things
ahead?
first. I'm not looking that far ahead, but at the same time, you kind of have to for the near road. You have to look at what's in front of you, and first things first. Rashidi comes first, and that's my main interest right now. That's my main focus, just going after him, and then But speaking for the future, but yeah, I definitely do see myself fighting the top contenders out there. I feel like a lot of them are getting older, so they're getting older, and they're also moving up in weight classes. So I think I'll fit in perfectly.
Is there a specific name that you're after?
No, no specific names. Whoever has the belt, really, that's the person to go after.
And obviously, before we start this interview, we were saying how I'm currently in the UK, and you love coming over to the
Yeah,
UK. And obviously,
yeah,
recently you've been over to spar one of our great champions, Josh Taylor.
yeah.
How was that experience for you?
It was a great experience, man. They called us up to go over and to help, and I was more than happy, more willing to go over there and help. And I feel like I gave them the best work that I could possibly give them. But other than that, I was very blessed to go out there and just see how far my sport could take me. I know I'm a great fighter in this sport coming up, and I know I'm a good fighter, but I know I could be better and I can be a great fighter eventually. But that they took me out there, and I know where my talent can take me, and then that was just a good feeling, knowing that.
And staying on the subject of Josh,
Yeah,
his recent victory has opened a potential undisputed clash with Jose Maria
yeah.
Ramirez, another fight you know very well. How do you see that fight playing out?
It's good. You got speed and you got power. I mean, I never sparred with Jose Ramirez, but I've always trained alongside of him. I've seen how fast he is, how hard he hits, the combinations he puts together. But I've also been in the ring with Josh, and he puts his punches together very well. He has good pop. He has very good hand speed. It's a 50-50 fight in my opinion.
And just one more question for you, Alexis.
Yeah,
This this weekend we saw a massive upset in boxing where
yeah.
Teofimo Lopez defeated Vasily Lomachenko. Did you watch
Lomachenko.
that fight? And what was your
Uh, sh-
what was your thoughts on Lopez's performance?
Yeah, man, you can't take anything away from Lopez. He said everything he was gonna do. He was gonna go in there and beat this man up, make him show his age, and it showed like that. The first 5-6 rounds, Vasily Lomachenko was just running and running. He was showing his age. He was showing a little intimidation by the younger bull who wanted it more. And I feel Lomachenko did not let his hand go the first open fight, the first half of the fight, and then until recently, after the seventh, eighth, ninth round, he let his hands go finally, and those are the rounds he won. But you can't take anything away from Teofimo Lopez, who's such a great fighter. He's the youngest undisputed champion in history to ever have 4 belts. So I give him respect where it's earned.
And as you say, Teofimo Lopez is very young. He's 23. You're also
23.
23.
Yeah.
Lopez is very big for lightweight, and we can only imagine that he's going to go up the weight divisions the older that he gets.
Yeah.
Could you see a potential clash between you two in the future?
I never thought about that really, because I'm gonna be at 147 in a couple years, and I feel like he'll eventually go to 140, stay there for like a good amount of his career, and then eventually I would move up, and probably he would move up. So that's never really came across my mind, but that's a stylistically fight. I love it.
Well, Alexis, thank you very much for joining me today, mate.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I wish you all
Thank
the
you.
best of
Likewise.
luck for next Friday.
Thank you, Shane. Have a good one, man. Stay safe.
And you, mate. Cheers.